So before I begin this video, I want you to close your eyes with me and imagine something. Imagine yourself in 2 months. You're somewhere with one of your favorite persons. Whoever that may be, your mother, your girlfriend, your best friend, whoever it is. And that person is telling you a story that is deeply important to them. But you keep on fading away. You're trying to stay present and think about what they're telling you. But constantly, when they make a point, you start thinking about that point and you're like, what if that, what if that, what if that, what? And you forget about what they're talking about. And you completely fade away. Now isn't this quite sad? Your mother is telling you how happy she was, how something great happened to her, or whoever your favorite person might be. But you're not really there with them. You're not listening to them. Because your mind is fading away. Quite frankly sad. And probably you don't want that to happen to you. Well, there's a solution. I said 2 months with a specific reason. And that is quite a lot of time. But you can literally be a lot more present in just 2 weeks. And how do you achieve that? There's many methods. But the simplest I'm gonna talk about today is meditation. But before I tell you, meditation is not the only method, to be honest. There's a lot of other methods. You can go spar in boxing, because your mind is gonna be very focused on the fight. You gotta punch him, he's gonna punch you back, right? Your mind's gonna be focused. That's one of the ways, but it is effective, but it's way easier and way less time consuming to just meditate. So, I'm gonna teach you how to meditate. You might do meditation wrong, because I used to do meditation very wrong, and I used to be struggling with meditation for weeks, and yet I never understood what the fuck is the benefit of that, because I didn't know how to meditate, and you might not either. So, when you meditate, you probably already know this, but let's say it for the complete beginners. When you meditate, you breathe. You can focus. You don't necessarily need to breathe. You can focus on whatever. You can do this and focus on the pressure between your fingers. And just do this for 10 minutes, and just all you do is focusing on the pressure. Or maybe you have a picture up here and you're just focusing on that specific dot on that thing with your eyes, and you do this for 10 minutes. That is one way too. But the most effective, the most commonly used as well, method is breathing. And you probably know this method, the breathing one. So how do you do this? There are many ways, but personally I listen to meditation voice soundtrack on my phone while meditating, and I do this for 10 minutes each day. I meditate for 10 minutes before I go to sleep. And if you're sleep deprived, this might be a problem, meditating before going to sleep, because you might fall asleep while meditating. Happened to me when I was sleep deprived. Anyway, so you can adjust this and have it through the day. Anyway, let's get to the point. So how do you meditate? Simply, I recommend you listen to one of those soundtracks as well. A good one I listen to is by Hamza. There's 2 types of soundtrack. Pick the one you prefer. I prefer the Hamza's version because he's saying inhale, exhale, and I usually just follow that. But you have those other ones too, when it's just quiet for a few minutes and then someone talks, and then it's quiet again. And the point is why I use the Hamza's one, because when he says inhale, exhale, he reminds you kind of to focus on the breath. And that is exactly what you should do in the meditation. Now pick the one that you prefer. So now the actual point. How do you meditate? You breathe through your nose. And you have to focus on a specific part of your nose. This can be whatever, on the beginning, on the middle, or right here, like a millimeter inside of your sinus in the head. So, I prefer breathing right here, or maybe on the middle. I don't really find this third option really effective, but the Huberman, for example, he said it's effective for him. Not for me. I personally just do this at the very beginning or the middle. And you pick your preferable one as well. So, you just breathe. When you breathe, you gotta focus on that specific point. And you inhale, you're focusing how the air flows into that point. And when you exhale, you focus how the air goes out of that point. And you do this straight on for 10 minutes. And your mind is gonna be fading away all the time. Literally all the fucking time. You're gonna be breathing for 5 seconds, and you're gonna be like, fuck, but that shit's really important that happens. No! When you're meditating, nothing is important. Unless his life matters. You gotta focus on this point. No matter what. Whatever fucking thought comes to your mind. You focus on this point on your face, and you keep on focusing back to it. No matter how many fucking times your mind fades away, you gotta focus back on that point wherever you're focusing on. And you keep on breathing calmly and slowly for 10 minutes, for 3 minutes, for 2 minutes, for 20 minutes, for an hour, however long you pick. The most important thing is that you start, and you can start small. Start by meditating 1 minute, and then expand it to 5 minutes, 10 minutes over time. You don't need to start with 1 hour, you know. You don't ever need to meditate for 1 hour. 10 minutes has a pretty good benefits already. So, build up to that point, and now you know how to meditate. And I'm gonna tell you something. After a week, or maybe 2 weeks, you're gonna see almost no benefits. But when you're gonna be consistent and keep on doing those habits, you're gonna start seeing the benefits. You gotta trust the process. Even though you don't feel like it, even though you don't fucking wanna do it, even though you feel like there is no progress, trust the process. After a month or two, you're gonna be so bloody thankful you did this. And you know, actually, I was meditating for about 2 months, and I was like, what the fuck, where's the progress, man? I don't feel any different. And then I stopped for a week, and that's when it hit me. That's when I realized how fucking many benefits I got with this. I was actually present. I was able to get calm. I got very angry, and the next moment I was like present and calm. Like, I was able to control my anger way better, and many other stuff. You're just present, calm. You can simply, calmly solve arguments. You cannot argue. You can be there. You don't give a fuck about people's opinion, because you're not in your head thinking, oh, what is he thinking about me? No. You're literally present, doing your own fucking thing. I don't give a fuck what he thinks about me. I'm present. That fucking stupid mind is not in my head. And that is another way how to solve yourself from not giving a fuck about others. Simple. Be present. Now you know what I gotta do. If you got any questions, leave it down below in the comments. And feel free to check out the video that's gonna pop up right here. See you next time. Ciao.